Welcome back to my channel. My name is Charnel, and for this week's video it's sort of a reading vlog or like a reading reflections video, I don't know, but I just want to take y'all on a journey of me reading Immortal Dark by Tijia Skirma. So y'all, this just came out. I knew nothing about this book until I think literally last week. I was scrolling TikTok, like book talk, and a lot of people were talking about this book. So I was like, oh no, I was on a live. I was on the I wasn't on the live, but I was like watching somebody's live, and she was reading this book, and she was like into it, like she's like, guys, like this book is so good. Let me look this up. And on Amazon it was like $15 with the sprayed edges. So I was like, okay. I was like, let me get it. Like it's $15. If I don't like it, I don't know, I'll give it to somebody. I don't know. But y'all, let's get into it. So this is basically a, that's better. This is basically a I wouldn't say it's YA, but it's dark academia. Black characters, all black characters, like Ethiopian. The author's Ethiopian, and the main character's Ethiopian, and vampires. So I was like, all right. Like I've always, and also, I've been on a vampire kick because y'all, I've been watching Interview with the Vampire. Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. With, not the original from like the 80s or the 90s, not the movie, but the new one that's, like the series that's out on like AMC and then now Netflix. And it stars, I forget the guy who plays Lestat. What's his name? I can't remember. But the guy who plays Louis is Grey Worm from Game of Thrones, Jacob Anderson. I was like, okay, black vampires. Like, spoiler alert, Louis is a vampire too. So I was like, oh, like I've been into that show this summer, and I just finished the second season. So I'm like on a, it's about to go in, we're about to go in October, spooky season. Vampires don't really scare me, but they're like, it's just interesting. So when I saw this, when the girl on the live, on the TikTok live was like, black vampires, I said sold. $15 on Amazon, let me order it. So I ordered this, and then I'll go into like where I'm at and how I'm liking it. So the synopsis is, so a lost heiress, a soulless vampire, a secret drenched in blood. It says, it began long before my time, but something has always hunted our family. Orphaned heiress Kidan Adane grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gave power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kidan is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Susenyo Sagad. Sorry, y'all. To find June, Kidan must infiltrate the elite Uxley University, where she must survive living with Susenyos, even as he does everything he can to drive her away. It doesn't matter that Susenyos' wickedness speaks to Kidan's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill Susenyos at all costs. So when a murder mirroring June's disappearance shakes Uxley, Kidan thinks further into the ruthless underworld of vampires, risking her very soul. There she discovers a centuries-old threat, and June could be at the center of it. To save her sister, Kidan must bring Uxley to its knees and either break free from the horrors of her own actions or embrace the dark entanglements of love and the blood it requires. I don't even think I read that synopsis. I think that's the first time I'm reading the synopsis. I've been kind of reading it blind. And now something that just happened makes sense. Okay, so let me show y'all. The book is so pretty. Not me thinking a dark vampire-ish book is pretty, but it's pretty. Look, so that's the cover. The sprayed edges, y'all. This was only $15 on Amazon with the sprayed edges. So the sprayed edges is so pretty. And it says no soul can enter without an invitation. And that makes sense now from the part that I'm in. So I am about, I think I'm like 30% in, according to Good. Yeah, and this makes sense. I'm like 30% in. I'm on page 142. And it's like a 400 something page book. And so far, you guys, I'm loving it. I started reading it, today is Tuesday, and I started reading it on Sunday. And y'all know I'm like a fast reader, especially if I'm loving a book. I'm loving it, but I'm going so slow because I'm trying to savor it. And it's like a lot of information too. So there's like the maps. Let's see. Seeing the map. There's so many houses and things like. I will say the main character Kidan, she is annoying. So maybe this YA. She's annoying. Come just like, girl, okay, we get it. You're trying to find your sister. You're trying to find your sister. I get it. But just give it up. Like, you know, like there's certain things I'm just like, girl, just give it up. But I'm loving it. The vampire Suseño, so that's her house. It says I just read the synopsis. So that's her house is vampire. So there's like 80 something houses, right? I think it's like 80 something, like 81 houses. And they have I don't want to go too deep into the lore, but like, so there's a treaty between the vampires and humans where only the vampires can only feed, like, you know, get blood from these 81 people in these 81 houses. And Kidan's house, the Adane house, is in one of the top 10 houses. So her house's vampire is Suseño's. He's like thousands of years old, you know, things like that. And so technically he can only get blood from her, or like, yeah, or members of her house. But she's like, okay, let me stop. I don't want to spoil anything. But this arcane society is so like, it's different for me because I don't really read dark academia. I've tried and I've DNF'd. And even like from black authors, and I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I DNF'd. But with this one, I think it's because I'm on like a black vampire kick from watching Interview with the Vampire, that when I literally, my whole TBR, I just put out a TBR fall TBR video. It's out the window. When I ordered this, I immediately started reading it. And that's how I know this is a 5-star book. This is a 5-star book. And I don't know if it's because the mood I'm in. Like I said, I'm in a vampire-y mood. Loving it. So I'm gonna so today's a work from home day. And I'll be busy the next 2 days. But whenever I pick this book up next, I'll pick y'all up too. And Hey again, y'all. Okay, so this is like the weirdest vlog because I haven't picked up the camera in like 3 weeks, but we're just gonna keep going. So this probably has turned into like just a bookish vlog, no timeline, just vibes. Anyways, so I finished Immortal Dark. I'll do a wrap up at the end of this video. Even though my September reading wrap up has already been posted, I'll just maybe like do like more in depth about just that book because it's been weeks since I finished, like 3 or 4 weeks since I finished Immortal Dark, but I'm still thinking about it. Like when I said it was 6 stars, it's 6 stars for me. Anyways, today I'm reading Viridian Sterling Fakes It. This is the physical book I've been reading. So I'm reading this, I don't think it's an arc, but it's like I'm reading for Book Sparks. If you're on Instagram and TikTok at Book Sparks, they excuse me, they have like their own book club and they send you the book if you want to read it, and then I just have to post on Instagram about like my thoughts. Anyways, so like I was saying, so freshly graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design, Viridian Sterling is ready to hang her work at any of the countless New York galleries that are sure to give her a show. The problem is only one will, and they're not interested in her art so much as her personal assistant skills. No glitz, no glam, and definitely none of the money she needs to help her struggling mother finally realize her dream of starting her own business after having sacrificed everything for Barry to go to art school. So when she overhears her new boss discussing the impressive finder's fee for a lost Van Gogh, Barry takes matters into her own hands. Maybe her own artwork isn't celebrated, but she knows how to copy what is, and maybe those skills can help lead to a discovery. Oops. But when a famous art dealer takes her under his wing and his charming driver takes her interest, Barry realizes she's in deeper than she expected, and quite possibly with the wrong people. With her mother's dreams and her own future at stake, Barry will have to pull out every trick she can think of to wipe her canvas clean and erase the mess she's created before she goes down for someone else's crimes. So it's a mess. Art world mess, but it's really good so far. It's a short read. I've been reading really long books this month, or just lately, period. But they've been so good, y'all. I can't wait for my October reading wrap up, so I can go over all the good books I've been reading. Audiobook. I've been reading Daughter of a Merciful Deep by, what's her name? Leslie Penelope. Y'all, this is so good. And I told y'all I was gonna read this on Audible. I've been sticking to my fall TBR. I have. And I told y'all I was gonna read this book, and I have been on Audible. I think it's a 13-hour book, and I have 6 hours left. On 1.5 speed. That's like my sweet spot. Like that 1.3 to 1.5. I can't do anything lower than 1.5 lately. Like, comment below if you're the same way with your audiobooks, podcasts. I think that's the only thing I would listen to. Besides music, I'm not doing that. I don't think you could do that. But music, I'm listening at regular music speed. But my podcasts, I do like, because they're just talking like regular, like us, can't go too fast. But I know people who can listen on like 2.0 speed and stuff. No, they sound like chipmunks to me. But 1.5, it's decent. It's a sweet spot, and I'm like absorbing it and into it. It's not too slow, not too fast. Anyways, long story short, those are 2 books I'm reading this week. I'm working from home today. I've just been listening to Daughter of the Merciful Deep, the audiobook, just out loud. And I have my what you call it, lo-fi music on the TV. So I'm just vibing while I'm working. I don't have any more meetings today. Excuse me, that's what I'm doing. And I think I'll pick you guys back up. Cause I do need to make a library run. I think I'm gonna take it on my lunch, go on my lunch, which is in like an hour and a half. So then I'm gonna take y'all with me to the library, because I do have books I need to return, and I have a book waiting for me to pick up. And I'm gonna see what else I can find. Because this is the new library location in my area, and I just love being there. It's my third space. It is. So yeah, when I head to the library, I'll pick y'all back up. Okay, so we left off yesterday when I was going to the library, and I said I was gonna bring y'all. I didn't bring you guys because I ended up going when I logged off of work and picked up my son from school, and I haven't taken him to that new library location, so we went. And I don't like to have my son on camera, and I can't even focus on nothing else with him. Toddler moms, you know what I'm talking about. So I can't focus on y'all and him at the same time. I don't have the attention span yet. So we just went to the library as mommy and son. But I do have a haul for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the books that I got. Two of them I've already had from the library from last week when I went by myself. Of course I picked up some more. Okay, so I'll show y'all what I got. Okay, so I have Redwood Court by Delana R.A. Dameron. Okay, it's a novel. This is sort of a new release. When did this come out? I think it came out like earlier this year. I don't know if I can see it good because I know it's a glare. I'm in the living room. This is saying, so it's a breathtaking debut about one unforgettable family seen through the eyes of its youngest daughter as she comes of age in the 1990s. The way that things are saying like 19 nowadays is like, I was born in 1990. Like, I don't know, I just noticed that media and like social media and stuff is saying like 1980s, 1990s, the 1900s, like nowadays, and it's just like, we're still young. Stop. I don't know. Maybe I have my feelings. I don't know. But yeah, so this is I think this is I guess it's historical fiction. Yo, is that? I think it's like a family saga. Y'all know I love my family sagas. I know it's a family saga, so usually those are considered historical fictions. Whatever. So I'm gonna call it a literary fiction. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, and the cover is so cute. So I see what this is gonna be about. And the next one is one that's been on my radar for like a long time. I feel like over a year or maybe even 2 years. It's called Family Meal. Can y'all see? I'm in my living room, which has like weird lighting. I just haven't been wanting to be in my reading room for some reason. I just like to be in the living room nowadays. I don't know. So I know it has weird lighting, and the library books are always like covered with that cellophane, that clear stuff. So sorry, y'all. So this is Family Meal by Brian Washington. Not me getting a book by a man. Why didn't I notice that he was a male writer? But okay, let's see, because y'all know I don't really, not on purpose, I just don't really gravitate towards male authors except S.A. Cosby. Let's see. I think this is this written in lyrics? I think so, a little bit. And you guys know I like that. So this is a literary fiction, contemporary fiction novel. It is, okay, so Cam is, what was that? Oh. Cam is living in Los Angeles and falling apart after the love of his life has died. Oh, Kai's ghost won't leave Cam alone. His spectral visits wild, tender, and unexpected. When Cam returns to his hometown of Houston, he crashes back into the orbit of his former best friend TJ and TJ's family bakery. TJ's not sure how to navigate this changed Cam, impenetrably cool and self-destructing, or their charged estrangement. Can they find a way past all that has been said and left unsaid to save each other? Could they find a way back to being okay again, or maybe for the first time? Oh, so this sounds like a best friend novel, and one of them is going through it. Oh, that sounds sad, but I want to read it. The next one is a thriller. Yeah, it's a thriller. The Other Mothers by Catherine Faulkner. So this one is, did I show y'all? The Other Mothers. And I think there's another, so this is the other cover. I've been seeing this cover like, so when a young nanny is found dead under mysterious circumstances, new mom Tosh is intrigued. She has been searching for a story to launch her career as a freelance journalist, but she has also been searching for something else, new friends to help her navigate motherhood. She sees them at her son's new playgroup, The Other Mothers, a group of sleek, sophisticated women who live in a neighborhood of tree-lined avenues and stunning houses, the sort of mother Tosh herself would like to be. When the mothers welcome her into their circle, Tosh discovers the kind of life she has always dreamed of. Their elegant London townhouse is a far cry from her cramped basement flat and endless bills. She is quickly swept up into their wealthy world via coffees, cocktails, and playdates. But when another young woman is found dead, it's clear there is much more to the community than meets the eye. The more Tosh investigates, the more she's led uncomfortably close to the other mothers. Okay, so this sounds like some mess. Did I get large print? But yeah, I'm excited to read this one. Y'all know I was in a thriller mood in September, early October, but it was kind of getting into my dreams and like my mood, so I slowed down, and I'm kind of in a contemporary and literary mood right now, so that's why I'm reading Daughters of the Merciful Deep, or listening to it. So yeah. So speaking of that, I also picked up How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water by Angie Cruz. And I've heard nothing but good things about Angie Cruz. I just haven't picked anything of hers up, but thankfully this was in the library when I went yesterday, so I picked it up. It looks like a short read, and I'm glad I'm excited to get into her stuff. I did see Dominicana next to this one. You know, they sort it by the author, the books by the authors, and I did see Dominicana, but it was like a big hardcover, thick book. So I was like, oh, let me try this one, the How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water. 'Cause I think it just, was it last year it came out? Oh, it says April 2024, so maybe earlier this year. But yeah, so this one is a little bit, I'll just read a little bit about it. So it says, write this down. Cara Romero wants to work. Cara Romero thought she would work at the factory of little lamps for the rest of her life, but when in her mid-50s she loses her job in the Great Recession, she is forced back into the job market for the first time in decades. Set up with a job counselor, Cara instead begins to narrate the story of her life. Over the course of 12 sessions, Cara recounts her tempestuous love affairs, her alternatively biting and loving relationships with her neighbor Lulu and her sister Angela, her struggles with debt, gentrification, and loss, and eventually what really happens between between her and her estranged son Fernando. Come on, Charnel. As Cara confronts her darkest secrets and regrets, we see a woman befuddled by life but still full of fight. I'm excited to read this one. Oh, it's like, the dialogue is cute. Like, look at that. Okay. And finally, I got The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. I've been seeing this one across BookTube and Bookstagram, I would say. Because my BookTok algorithm is kind of like smut and like smut books. You know, like dark romance and, not dark romance, but like urban fiction, urban romance. Think Demon Stream. Like, that's like the type of people I follow on TikTok for books, book talk, and it's fun. Anyways, I've seen so many people talk about this. A lot of people I follow here on BookTube talk about this. Anyways, so this one is about, so before anyone else is awake, on a perfect August morning, Elle Bishop heads out for a swim in the freshwater pond below the Paper Palace, the gently decaying set of cabins in the backwoods of Cape Cod, where her family has spent every summer for generations. As she passes the house, Elle glances through the screen porch at the uncleared table from the dinner the previous night. Empty wine glasses, candle wax on the tablecloth, echoes of laughter of family and friends. Then she dives beneath the surface of the pond and recalls what else happened last night, the secret passionate encounter with her childhood soulmate out behind the house, as Elle's husband and mother chatted to the guests inside. That's all I'm saying. That's what grabbed me. It was like, I saw it, I kept passing it up. Even when I went to the library last week, I saw it, but I was like, I was like, it's a cute cover, but I was like, nothing was grabbing. But today, or yesterday, when I saw it again available, I was like, yeah, it's time for me to read this. So I'm excited about that. Another book is not from the library, but you guys, I got my, not my first, but I got, I received a book from a publisher, like, as an influencer, I guess. Not really, but like, anyway, so I received a book from Simon & Schuster, and it's called Fellowship Point by Alice Elliott Dark. This book has already been out. Does this say when it came out? It's already been out, I want to say like 2 years now. But yeah, so I got an email with a link to like from the publisher to choose between a couple books of what I would like to receive, and I chose this one. It sounded like the best, and it still sounds really good. And yeah, I don't have to, it's not in exchange for content. It's just, you know, book mail. I was like, I got my first like real book mail. Not that the other books I receive aren't real, but this is like for, yeah, just book mail. Like, cause I create content for my books. So yeah, so this is really exciting, that like Simon & Schuster has my email and was like really, it's like validating. It's like, yay, like I'm on the internet, on Instagram and YouTube mostly, talking about the books I'm reading, books I plan to read, just my love of books and reading. And yeah, and a big name publishing house sends you a book. It's like, whoa, yay. Thank you. So thank you, Simon & Schuster. Yeah, so this one is Fellowship Point by Alice Elliott Dark. It says that she also is the author of In the Gloaming. So this is a new to me author and book, even though this has been out a couple of years, like I said. So I'm, oh yeah, it came out in 2022. I was right. It was named the best book of 2022. So this one is about It's a decades-long friendship between two very different women is tested when they must decide the future of the land they both love. So it's about a children's author, Agnes Lee, is determined to secure her legacy, to complete the final volume of her Franklin Square series of novels, and to permanently protect Fellowship Point, the majestic coastal Maine peninsula where she has spent all 79 summers of her life. To donate the land to a trust, Agnes must convince the remaining shareholders, including her lifelong best friend and neighbor Polly Wister, to agree to the plan. But Polly's sons have their own vision for the land, forcing Polly to choose between friendship and family. Agnes's efforts are further complicated when an enterprising young editor, Maud Silver, sets out to convince Agnes to write a memoir. Agnes's resistance cannot prevent long-held regrets and secrets from coming to light, with far-reaching consequences for all involved. Okay, yeah, so that sounds really good. Hopefully I get to read this soon. If not, it'll be in the new year. But yeah, it sounds really good, so I'm really excited. All right, so I just want to wrap up the vlog now. I'm trying to remember if yeah, so I'm not going to be done with Daughter of the Merciful Deep in this vlog. But I for sure will, I should be filming my October wrap up next, because basically the end of the month. Wow, like next week. So I have 3 hours left in it. I didn't get to finish it yesterday. Like I said, I got busy with work, and then I had to pick up my son, and we went to the library together. But yeah, so to wrap up, I read Immortal Dark at the beginning of the vlog, which is technically September, but whatever. And I told you guys already in at the beginning of the, not the beginning of this video, but in my September wrap up that came out like a week and a half ago, that I gave this 6 stars. Guys, I loved it. I love it. Like, I want to reread it. And I also follow, of course, yes, Stalker Charnel. Started following Tigis Germa on TikTok and Instagram, and she gave sort of a little update on Instagram that she's almost done with book 2. And then she put like a little, in her caption, she put a line. She's like, here, she's doing line edits. She said, I'm doing line edits of book 2. And then she gave a line, I can't remember what it said. She said, so currently working on line edits for book 2. Here's a teaser. You're loyal to me. Say it. You're loyal to me. Say it. I can already see that. I feel like Sisenios is saying that to Kadan. Because y'all know, if you read Immortal Dark, you know how hard-headed Kadan is. That's what I was going to say, too. So usually, and I've ranted to y'all about YA books and how usually the main female, male-female character of the YA books, whether it's like a contemporary book or whether it's fantasy or whatever, they're usually like annoying as hell. But she, don't get me wrong, Kadan, the main character here in Immortal Dark, she's annoying as hell. Like, a lot of people, that's the main thing that I've been seeing people like expressing their like reviews of this book, is that Kadan is like unnecessarily, and I agree, she's unnecessarily hard-headed, insufferable, annoying, just in her own way. I just didn't take it serious. Like, I'm not that. It's just like, I just ignored it because I was just like, okay, I know it's for the greater good. But I'm just like, why couldn't I be more patient with other characters, other YA characters that I've read that annoyed me, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't like YA anymore. I don't know. And that's why I'm like, okay, this author, she's a good writer. She's able to get me, I get so annoyed, you guys. I get annoyed by YA characters. If she's able to get me like into it and hooked to the story, and I'm just like, okay, it's for the greater good. It's like for the greater of the story. Like, I want to know about the story. What's going on? Like, you know, the background stuff, like the whole plot, I guess. Then yeah, then that's a good writer. And I love the main male character. Don't get me wrong, he's insufferable sometimes too. It's like you could just be honest. You know, you could just tell her the truth. You could just talk to her. But he was petty too. So it's okay. So all in all, I would say if you are, cause I know a lot of you guys, especially a lot of the people I follow on here on BookTube, they are dark academia heads. So I feel like if you like dark academia, and that's another thing, I usually don't. I've tried, and it was boring to me. But again, like I said, Tigis Germa, this author, the way she writes, it's like she has a fan out of me. For me. But yeah, so if you usually like dark academia, if you like vampires, if you are a Twilight head, you would like this. If you are able to give Twilight a chance, give this a chance. Give Immortal Dark a chance, because they're black, they're Ethiopian, Eritrean. No, I think they're Ethiopian characters. Give it a chance. I've heard the audiobook is really good. Yeah, long story short, I loved it. This is like one of the top books of the year for me, and just top books, period, for me, that I'm definitely gonna reread. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do the audiobook next. Because I've heard it's really good. It's like a nice production. So yeah. All right, guys, let me stop yapping. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in, for watching my videos. Make sure you're subscribing and liking this video. Subscribe to the channel and drop some comments. Like, what are you guys reading? If you made it this far, just like my last video, put a brown heart. And this is the correct way to do a heart. This is the correct way. Not the gang signs y'all been doing, the Gen Zs, I know. Like I said, I'm born 1990. This is how we do. This is the correct way to do a heart. Anyways, bye y'all.